Welcome everyone to another wonderful episode here at Doctors of Podiatry. Wanted to give you guys this view today. I'm the one that's filming, and this is a great case for a lot of reasons. Multiple chief complaints. Young patient has presented to our office, painful bunion, second toe, hammer toe deformity, third toe. That's the primary reason why the patient is here today. I'm not going to touch the foot. Everyone can tell it's got that suntan appearance. That means that the foot is already sterile. The fourth toe and then the fifth toe. Okay, so what we basically have in mind is correction of the bunion. Once we straighten out the bunion, then we have to bring the second toe right, move it to the left, that way, to make sure that we have enough room for the third toe. For the third toe, this is not a true breaking metatarsia. It is not. The patient has had this problem since how old? Since ever. Since ever. And the truth of the matter is that it has affected all the social and psychosocial elements. Embarrassment, you would say?
Yes.
Anything else? Self-esteem?
Yes, it affects me like everything.
Pretty much everything, which doesn't, and the patient is from a tiny little island called Puerto Rico, where it's all about salt life, and sandals are used every day. Were you able to wear sandals?
No. So I had to use closed shoes so I wouldn't show my feet.
Can you imagine living in Puerto Rico and not being able to use sandals? Think about that for a second. Nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and we're going to use a spacer implant to bring the toe out to length. This is, again, it's an incredible transformation. Patient is really young. And I say that about every patient, but the patient is legitimately young. So we're going to try to recreate the right and the left to match. We're going to shorten the great toe, and we're going to go ahead and shorten the second toe as well. Let's look at the left. So as everyone can see, let's put both feet, don't let them touch. Here we go. Perfect. So you see how this toe is much shorter than this one? You see how long the right great toe is? So we're going to shorten the great toe, and we're going to try to match this foot to this foot. Okay? That's the goal of today. This foot to this. I'm going to put a pause on this. I'm going to give you guys, the after little segment to tie everything together. Great case. Stand by, everyone. Okay, everyone, we're all done. This was quite the case. We're looking at the left foot, which we did not operate on. We just did a very, very small little procedure to bring the toe down. This is the one that the patient had previous surgery, and the great toe, even though it was already short, it shortened a little bit more. Okay? So the goal of the surgery was to match the right foot to the left. Let's take a look. Okay, so what do we do here? Multiple procedures. We'll start off by the correction of the bunion, all using minimally invasive techniques. Okay. The bump is gone. We shorten the great toe. Yes. we can do that. And not only that, look at, we did a distal toe tuck. You guys can see right at the tip of the toe to match the appearance of this one. Before. And of course, Lisbeth is just holding the toe short so you guys can appreciate the outcome. The second toe, we actually moved this way, okay? And then last but not least, we lengthened the third toe. Absolutely wonderful. And of course, a Taylor's bunionectomy. One stitch. You know, when we, I mean, this is a very, very special procedure. Give me 1 second here. This is a very special procedure. I know there's no one helping me here today. Everyone's laughing actually at me. But yeah, exactly. This is a very, very special procedure. Very dear just because, you know, when we perform these transformations, you know, there's, number one, it's something very personal. Number two, when we address the social and psychosocial elements, it really makes a big difference in the person's life. Completely. And this, you know, these cases are extremely challenging. We were talking, you know, that an ankle fracture and or a knee replacement, Dr. Nunez is here, you know, are so much easier than doing, you know, for example, the toe lengthening. We used, if anyone is wondering, this is not a true brachymetatarsia. This is a congenital deformity. Thank you very much. This is a congenital deformity the patient was born with. So for 33 years, she's been battling this problem. And believe it or not, even though, as I said before, in Puerto Rico, she wasn't able to find any solutions, and, you know, seek and you shall find, right? And she finally found us. And we were able to provide those solutions that, you know, that a lot of people are, you know, battling with, you know, this specific, you know, clinical problem. So it's absolutely wonderful. You know, sometimes I'm sort of speechless just because it's a life-changing, life-altering process. And, you know, the patient is just sort of like looking at her feet, and I'm not really sure what she's thinking. You know, there's an element of a little bit of the wow factor mixed with like, is that my foot? Because it has to be kind of maybe a little bit shocking in a way, whether you're emotional. It really is, because the foot looks absolutely beautiful. It really does. It really does.
This is gonna change a lot.
I'm sorry?
It's gonna change a lot.
And it changed a lot.
It's a big change.
You know, people travel from all around the country, all around the world, just to find these solutions. People just don't know, and that's at the core. I've always said we're in the business of education. We're educating the world that these techniques, these procedures, they exist. Can you imagine for people that, well, I won't even say it. Anyways, as always, we will continue to do what we do. Let's try it again. We will continue to do what, there you go. We will continue to do what we do. We're gonna continue to educate the world. One foot, one toe, one short toe at a time. Do you want to add anything, Caesar?
No, it's just perfect.
It's perfect?
Yes.
That's deep. Deep thoughts by Caesar. That's perfect. And Would the patient like to say anything else? You don't have to. Perfect. She looked at me like this.
I just can say I'm very, very happy. Very, very happy. And this is gonna change my life. Maybe other people think this is something like very simple, but it's really not for me.
This is actually, before we close it up, this is the first patient ever that chose to watch the entire surgery completely and totally from start to finish. You know, that's not easy. So I gotta really give it to the patient. Patient chose to watch the entire everything. Think about that for a second.
I needed to. This change, I needed to.
See how interesting? You know, the patient needed to see it. Not necessarily to believe it, but maybe see the transformation and understand how we were able to achieve it. I'm gonna get in trouble for talking again too much. Sorry about that.
Corte.
And cut.